Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the Blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
What's up, everyone? It's Jenny from the Blockchain and Michael Keene here, and we are back for another episode. So much has happened this past week, and we are so excited to just dive right into it. Disclaimer, I am a little bit sick, so if I sound different, that's why. But I kind of wanted to start this off by talking about some NFTs that I got this week. I really hadn't been buying anything for, honestly, like weeks. And so I kind of went a little crazy. I bought like 3, what I think are, good potential projects that have potential, I guess would be the wording. And I kind of wanted to just talk about that right now.
Yeah, let's talk about it, and let's talk about your reasoning behind each one.
Yes, definitely.
I'm excited to hear. I saw a couple of them on Twitter that you were talking about, but I think there's even a new one. So
yeah, literally, like in the last half hour, I just got another one. So, but yeah, I think I'll kick it off with Doodles. I've been eyeing Doodles. I mean, we mentioned Doodles a couple times on the pod, I think. And I mean, that's a project that I had been eyeing before they even launched. But the way they did it, the way they released was very exclusive. Like, it was kind of really like whitelist heavy. And so I wasn't able to be a part of that minting process. But, I've been keeping my eye on the Doodles and, mostly because of the team behind the Doodles project. So Doodles are co-founded by, hold up, let me double confirm here. Burnt Toast, who is like the artist, Evan K. East, and then Poopy Cat, which, Evan K. East formerly worked for CryptoKitties, and Poopy Cat also used to work for CryptoKitties. I actually used to be the product lead for CryptoKitties. And actually, I had tweeted out saying that, I was looking to scoop a purple-haired doodle for, I was waiting to see if they would dip below 1 ETH. I think this was a couple days ago. And then Poopy Cat responded and he was like, I'll message me. I'll help you find your forever doodle. So I ended up messaging him. We jumped on a video call and he helped me. We basically traded. So he has like a bunch of doodles and we basically made a trade, and I'll tell you guys the trade. I mean, it's all on the blockchain. You can check anyway. I gave him 2 BYO pills and 2 of the apostles, the, pill apostles. And in exchange for Michael's mouth, he's like, what? In exchange for a purple haired doodle. But it's such a freaking cool purple hair doodle. And honestly, I kind of got the better end of the stick because now the floor for the doodles is like 1.8 or something. And like the purple hair is even more than that. But I think he also just really wanted me to be like a part of the doodle community as well. So I think he was also just willing to make that happen through a trade. So I really appreciate Poopy Cat for that. Shout out to him. Next up, I bought a Party Degenerate. It was only 0.21 for the floor. And I know that Danny Seedphrase is part of that. Farouk is a part of that. And really their goal is kind of for the Party Degenerates, the Party Degenerate NFTs to kind of act as like a membership for in real life parties and events that they're going to be throwing. And I freaking love going to parties and events. So I'm like, that's another project. I think we've talked about that in the past as well. And I think they did a Dutch auction when they originally launched. But yeah, 0.21, I felt like that was a steal. So I picked one up and, I'm happy to be a part of it, really just for the benefits. And I'm kind of trying to work on getting, one of each good projects that I feel like has potential. So I'm working my way. And, not for the flip either, not to sell, just to keep and hold on to. And then finally, just, within the last hour, I tweeted out saying, I'm looking to get one of the gutter cat gang species, whether it's a cat, a rat, a dog, or a pigeon. But I was kind of leaning towards the rats. I don't know. I just like the rats. And none other than King Blackboard, who has like a bunch of gutter species, reached out and he was like, I'll help you find one. And we were talking over DMs. I told him I'm kind of cheap and I like to buy floor stuff, but he ended up like cutting me a deal for a rare one. And basically I got this really sick black rat with like a halo and like the Missouri like hoodie and everything, which like the floor for the halos is like 1.4. And he basically gave it to me for 0.9 ETH, which I was like super happy about. I was like, you know what, I'll take it. Like the floor for rats were 0.6, but I was like, that is a really cool rat. And it's my forever rat, I think. So,
wow.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
That is exciting. I know the Gutter Cat Gang is throwing like a 3-day party for Basel, from what I've heard.
Oh my gosh. I was just talking to Carly, one of the co-founders, and actually might be a part of that.
Wow.
Potentially. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Nice.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Did you get anything this week?
What did I get this week? I minted some stuff. I got my Smilesssvrs stuff from Wahid that I talked about before. I'm really happy with the 4 I got there. There was Brain Vomit's Garden. Did you hear about that one?
Oh, is that the thing that who tweeted about? Was it Gary Vee that tweeted about that?
Yeah.
I saw that. The flowers, right? The flowers.
Yep.
Okay. I saw
so those are really cool. I have a bunch of those. Those are doing really well. I'll tell the story about how that all went down at some point tonight. That was the Gary Vee effect. That was pretty crazy. What else did I buy this week? I've been eyeing up. I'm going to have to buy it. I've been eyeing up the Pixel Vault Founders token. It's hovering right around 2 ETH. Mm-hmm. That's a really good deal. There's a couple. I've been looking at Oni Force at 1 ETH. I also have been looking at getting one of the species from the Gutter Cat Gang.
You don't have one? I was just gonna ask. I was curious because I feel like you have everything. You don't have one, dude. You need one.
I do need one. I minted a whole bunch of Gutter Cats. Like when they went on sale, not a whole bunch, but like 5 or 6 or 7. And then I bought in and out a little bit, and I just don't happen to have one. But there's only 3,333 of them. So that's
for the cats. And those are pumping. Like the floor doubled overnight, essentially. Like the floor was like 2 something. I believe the floor was like 2 something like yesterday, and then today it was like literally the floor is like 4 ETH. It's crazy.
Yeah, there was a window there. It closes quick when it closes. Like on the mutants and the apes, we'll talk about all that. Like it,
Do you have a doodle or no?
Nope.
Dang.
I know.
I have some good NFTs that you don't have.
Nope.
There we go.
Yeah, you're crushing. Funny. That's awesome. Yep. You do have some good ones I don't have. Yeah, Art Basel is going to be fun. That's I can't wait to see all the stuff starts happening for that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, congratulations on your new purchases. I love it.
Thank you.
Getting some good ones that are going to last. Doodle, you really got me looking at Party Degenerates at 0.21. That's a good risk reward right there.
I feel like they'll probably, because in New York, I know Danny Seed Phrase, he was like DJing at like a party, and I don't know if you had to have a Party Degenerate to get in, but I don't know. I feel like that's pretty cool. I think they're gonna do something for Miami, like personally. So
I might have to snag one of those, for sure.
And he just you know what actually inspired me to get it is that he literally just tweeted and he said play to earn is cool and all, but imagine being paid to party. And I feel like it was like a nod to the Party Degenerates, which is his project. So I'm like, being paid to party. Okay. Like, tell me more. What's happening? So we'll see.
Yeah. Love it. So Jimmy Fallon, we were talking about, bought an ape. And, I've talked about before how when celebrities buy the ape and I don't know, there's probably other factors in it, but they pop after that. Like Originally, LaMelo Ball bought his. The floor doubled. It was like 0.7 when he bought his. I remember Logan Paul bought those 2 DMTs. The floor was like 14. No, the floor was like 9, and it went up to like 14, 16, like really quick after that. Steph Curry bought his at 30, and that was right when the mutants were dropping, and it went up to 60, and then kind of back to 30. Now, Jimmy Fallon buys his, it goes up to 40 in a night. You had the Jimmy Fallon thing. You had the news about Universal starting that group with the four apes.
Right. I saw that. And those are, whose apes are those again?
The gentleman's name is Jim McNellis.
Jimmy.
Yep. Jimmy
McNellis.
Is that Jimmy.eth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy.eth.
He's the founder of NFT 42, Nameless Avastars, and Token Smart. Yep.
Okay.
Previously the product manager at Google, my old job.
Oh, I didn't know you used to work at Google.
No. That's not my old job.
Wow, trolling us.
I'm just kidding. So he's behind that, and I think Timbaland had he's part of it. He had a Twitter space about it today. The group is called the Kingship, the real Kingship. So I don't think they have any music yet. I don't know what kind of music it's going to be. We'll have to see.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I actually just pulled up Bored Ape Yacht Club on evaluate.market, and I looked at the leaderboard, and I can see that Jimmy is the 4th largest holder of the Bored Apes, and Dingling is tied at number 2.
Who's number 1?
So number 1 and number 2 are tied. So this guy or girl, JRNY Crypto, and then Dingling, they both have 103. And then just some random miscellaneous wallet has 101, and then Jimmy Vault has 73.
Wow.
Apes. So
good for them. Love it.
That's epic.
Yeah, that is epic. That is epic. Especially considering the minimum ape is now $188,000.
Yeah. Sheesh. It's insane.
Yep. Post Malone bought 2 today, 2 with cowboy hats, one that was like a zombie.
Yes.
And, it's another huge deal. It's there's pushing 6,000 members, and there's only ever going to be 10,000 of them. These people keep buying in. The stars are going to keep buying them. They absolutely are. It's an exclusive club to be in. It's pretty cool.
It's funny because it's you'll see those tweets where people are like, hold on to your JPEGs, don't sell them to the celebrities and the rich people or whatever. But it's it's gonna end up being, there's gonna be a good mixture of just literally NFT degenerates and rich people having these, and it'll be interesting to see who diamond hands these super valuable NFTs.
Right. They're gonna, they're not gonna go up in quantity. Imagine a year or 2 from now when every NFL player and NBA player, all these guys are going to be wanting them, and the musicians are now starting to get them. Jimmy Fallon. Did I say Jimmy Kimmel? It's Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. I think he said Jimmy Fallon. Yeah.
Okay, good. I hope so. He said he had Beeple on his show, and he said it during the show.
Beeple was on his show. Yeah. And speaking of Beeple,
the human one sold for almost 30 million.
Yeah, human one.
Yep.
30 million. Wow. And you wrote that was the second highest NFT sale ever?
Yeah, his first was his. Wow. Was his every day at 69 million.
Oh.
So I guess they don't consider that $500 million one. I guess that kind of got wiped off the board. The one.
The one we talked about last time, where basically someone literally sold it to themselves to try to be the highest sale.
Yeah.
Larva Labs ended up tweeting about it and making a statement and saying that this doesn't count. We're not going to show it or whatever. So I guess that one forgotten.
Yeah, that one is forgotten. So Beeple's human one, it's going to be ever changing for his entire life whenever he feels like updating it. It's it's going to keep changing. It's a physical and an NFT. So physical and digital, you get the 7 foot tall,
oh shoot,
4-walled thing. and the dude's walking, but Beeple's gonna keep updating it for his entire life, he says.
Updating the virtual one?
I think both.
Or the digital
I guess both. Because I think the real one is still still digital. I don't think it's like a physical statue because it's moving. Right.
I thought you said he made a physical statue.
Well, it's a physical. It's like a physical display. It's like a physical display. It's like a cube, like not a cube. It's like a rectangle that stands up or whatever. It's got 4 walls.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was trying to read about it and learn as much as I could for us to talk about it. But it is really interesting, and he's just doing all kinds of new stuff. He
he was in New York. I didn't get to meet him, but
I know.
I met this guy that he's like, people signed my $100 bill, and he like pulls out his $100 and like people like had written on it and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. He was there in New York. I'm sure he'll be in Miami too. Maybe we'll get to meet him. Who knows?
Yeah, we should try and work that out.
I'm sure we can manifest it.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if people listens to the show.
Hey, you never know. You'd be surprised.
Reach out if you do, sir. We'll be
we'll be here.
We'll take you to Steak 954 or Steak what is it? What's the one? Steak 112. 112. I forget the one on South Beach.
We'll take you to the bougie places. Okay?
Yeah. Wherever you want to go. Wherever you want to go. Wherever you want to go, people. So we had a negative review on our podcast, sadly.
Oh yeah, we did. Someone gave us a 1 star.
Yeah,
they wrote a whole review.
Yeah, let's read it, and hopefully this person's still listening. Wine Customer is the person's name. Hello, we're happy to have you. We appreciate all of our
Wine Customer.
Yeah. So let's read this. The title is Gas Potential, but they pump their bags, which I found kind of funny. We pump our bags, like.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. So we mentioned the OpenSea CEO was on stage, and that's referencing when we talked about when I was on stage with the OpenSea with Devin Fisner and the third gentleman who all he wanted to do was kind of talk about wax. The topic,
NFT NYC, yeah,
right, at NFT NYC. The topic was alternate blockchains. So you mentioned the OpenSea CEO was on stage, but only the wax guy was shilling. Clearly, all parties here are shilling. That includes OpenSea Wax and you, the podcast host. Before you become ETH only shill podcast, I would recommend keeping it about NFTs, which are on all types of blockchains. Otherwise, change your name to the Ethereum protocol NFT or something so people know exactly where you stand. Let's focus on the artists and NFTs before bashing platforms based on change you supposedly didn't buy into. This viewpoint is actually coming from someone who was buying ETH at $1 to $3 on Polo back in 2015. So he must be ultra rich. Hopefully at that point, he's buying it for $1 to $3. Whew. Hopefully he didn't sell it. I'm not new on here. Only following bandwagon projects will not age well. Focus on the NFTs, artists, outlying platforms, and game theory of collections. Your podcast and its listeners will all gain from this. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, to his point, we do mostly talk about Ethereum-based projects. Like, yeah, I guess we are mostly an ETH-based, podcast, but we do talk about Flow. We talk about, projects on the Veve, stuff on the Polygon network. I mean, we'll talk about some other stuff too, but he's right. We do mostly talk about, Ethereum-based stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry that we offended him about the wax thing, but I don't know. Maybe we should give wax a second chance or something.
Yeah. I mean, the real answer is we talk about what we do and what we know.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. It's our opinions, we're not trying to state these as these are the truths.
Yeah.
This is the truth of stuff. It's it's just our opinions. It's literally just a podcast where we talk about our own thoughts on stuff. And, this is our time to get to we don't talk outside of this. This is our time where we get together and we just get to chat about, NFTs and stuff.
Yep. I actually have a wax wallet and I went into it and wax is hugely up, by the way. It really? Today it went up to 80 cents. When I was playing with it back in, it's it went up 15% today or whatever. Yeah, I know. So I went into my wallet and I have like 4,000 wax tokens, and
shit.
I have a whole bunch of NFTs. Like, I made most of that money on the ill-fated MLB drop when they dropped. If you remember when Major League Baseball dropped their first, and that was like blew up. It was really good for a while. $100 packs were selling for like $1,200 like 2 days after the drop.
But then they neglected it, didn't they?
They let it go. Yeah, they didn't do anything.
Yeah, that was sad.
And I don't even think they dropped ever again on there. It was like,
damn.
Yeah. Now they're like doing candy.com and all that, which is an alternate blockchain that we spoke about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I actually I'm going to start selling some of my other stuff on Wax and clean it out. And like, I have some old packs, like what I have, like Grimfolk and Stonkers and Void something. And all of them are worth a little bit, but I'm going to, yeah, I
have a couple hundred worth of Street Fighter NFTs that I bought, and I'm like, dude, I totally forgot about that. Like, I should go in and try to sell them or something, because I totally forgot about Street Fighter.
And I think I'm just gonna keep my Wax tokens, because I don't need to move that money over to ETH, and maybe Wax ends up at $20-$30 one day. You never know.
Hey, you never know,
like 5 years from now, whatever.
True.
Yeah. So
it's good to hold on to some tokens, which segues nicely into the ENS drop.
Ooh, that was fun.
Which, we both have ENS names, right? You have.
Yep.
And let's explain what that is for the people that don't understand or don't know, like, what the heck happened with ENS? What is that? Why are people getting free money? Like, what is happening? So basically, ENS, an ENS name is basically where you can, like, how, like, for your OpenSea, you type in OpenSea.io, and then it's like a bunch of these, your wallet address is like a bunch of these random, like, combination of numbers and letters. Well, essentially you can, buy, you can change your wallet name to something that actually makes sense. Like, for example, mine is Jenny from the blockchain.eth, and you can buy these .eth domain names, basically. So, I mean, for me, I had bought mine back in July, thanks to Walshy. He helped me figure out how to register mine for like 5 years. And I got airdropped, and then and basically they airdropped tokens to holders based on how long you've had your longest ENS name, and then for how long, like, you've registered it for. Like, there's just like different factors that determine like how many you got. But it didn't take every single ENS domain you had registered into account when they were trying to calculate how many tokens to give you. But yeah, I got like 270, I think. And I literally like converted them to ETH immediately, like when they were around $30, when it was like $30 each token. And I guess that wasn't the right move, even though I thought at the time it wasn't. But it's all good. You win some, you lose some. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, it was still a gain. Like, I literally, just got a couple $1,000. So, that was a good thing. But I got like 1.27 ETH, I think, after converting. But yeah.
Yeah, I got about 230 tokens or something. I converted half of them right away, and the other half I kept. It's up to $80 a token now.
That's crazy. Yeah.
First, I was like, my mind was blown at first. I was like, how are they just giving all this money out? Like, what is happening? So I asked like some people that, some smart people I know, like, what the heck is going on? Like, I can't wrap my head around this. And it's basically, they're not giving the money. They're giving the tokens.
Yes.
And the market decides what they're worth. So people are buying those tokens. Like, they're not giving money. You know what I mean? So it was like,
exactly.
I mean, the same with that Botto. I don't know if you were able to do that. And now the communities are all begging for this stuff. Bored Apes is talking about doing one in Q1 next year. That'll be gigantic. I can't wait for that one. Yeah. And
oh my God. Yeah, that'll be huge. Yeah, the market determines the value of these tokens. Just like with anything, like the market determines the value of NFTs, of cryptocurrency. So that's crazy. It's at $80. I mean, it just got added to Binance as well.
Yep.
And then it also got added. It's going to be added to Coinbase. Rumors are that it's going to be added to Coinbase as well. So we'll see. We'll see how much it is. I mean, I was thinking I could buy back I was like, I'll just sell it now. And then, maybe if it goes down, I'll just like buy it back. But
you still might be able to one day. You never know.
Yeah. In the winter, like there's like a winter, then
Right.
maybe then I can, accumulate. But for now, it's like, well, whatever. It's all good.
Yeah.
I already did it.
Yeah.
Accept my decision.
I'm gonna hold that second half of them for a long time. I'm trying to diversify the tokens a little bit. Like I said, I'm holding the
that's smart.
wax, and I have a bunch
Right.
of Omi from Veve, which
Yeah.
I think is going to do really, really well.
Also, another token we have to talk about is the Gods token, which Gods Unchained is a game I've been playing literally for almost a year now. Maybe I've even been playing Gods Unchained for a whole year. I'm not entirely sure, but when I first got into NBA Top Shot, I was looking at other ways I could potentially make money or something. I was just looking on I was just looking into play to earn games that I didn't have to put money into, and Gods Unchained, I was like, oh, this is a play to earn game, and you can basically, I haven't made any money on it because they disabled their fusing feature where you can basically mint NFTs because they're building out Immutable X for it. But yeah, they just said a couple days ago they dropped the Gods token, and they said that all people that have been playing since July, I believe, could claim up to 720, I believe is the amount, and they're letting you claim in 30-day increments. So I just claimed like 300 and something. It's already going for like $5, but I'm going to keep mine because apparently you need the Gods token to fuse. So yeah, I'm keeping it, but I think that's really cool. Like they're also rewarding, the early people for that. So that's exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that. I haven't played that game. What that's on what blockchain's that on?
So Ethereum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all you talk about.
Ethereum, yeah, it's that's all we talk about is Ethereum. So go figure.
No, that's a good one. A different, actually, the Tezos blockchain, Hicentuc, a lot of drama this week. They on Twitter, it just said it discontinued. The website stopped working. I think another someone else took over that website, like object.com or something like that. But people were freaking out. What happened to my NFTs? Obviously, everything's still on the blockchain. I think the freak out kind of settled, but Hicentuc was a popular marketplace. A lot of artists.
For artists. Yeah, a lot of artists on there.
Yeah.
Hen is also what a lot of people called it. Hen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that was kind of popping off in, I don't know, I want to say early this year, like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking, oh, you got to get on Hen. Oh, you got to get on Hen. I never got into it, kind of thankfully, because, the marketplace rugged, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You still have all your NFTs.
Yeah.
Right? You still have all your NFTs and all that. But it's just like, damn, that's kind of crazy. How, but I guess that shows the power of the blockchain, that it's like, even though the marketplace is like they just updated their Twitter. They didn't even say anything either. They just updated their Twitter to say discontinued.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what the heck? But yeah, it's like, even though the marketplace is gone, it's like you still have all of your stuff. And if Fortnite went down, for example, you wouldn't have any of your stuff. Like it would all just be gone. It'd all just be lost. So I think that's just another nod to the blockchain and how amazing it is that things are permanent. Things are permanent.
Yeah. It's I guess that'll all shake out. I have a few Hicentuc Tezos NFTs. Yeah,
really?
Temple wallet. Yeah, I bought some stuff. I bought some stuff early on.
What are you gonna do with it? Just
I don't know. I got to go back in there and see what I have and see if it's worth anything. Yeah, I don't even know. I haven't looked in a few months, to be honest with you.
It's funny. We always forget about certain, like if you're not like keeping up, you kind of forget. There's a lot of stuff that I've bought on other marketplaces that I'm like, oh my God, I should write down like everything I have, like, cause I'm definitely gonna, but then like when something happens, then you remember, some major news. You're like, oh yeah, I have stuff on there. That's right.
Yeah. And that's actually a thing to think about with respect to like scarcity of some of these projects. Whereas like you figure like they're not going to go away, say there's 10,000, but think about 5 or 10 years from now, when, people might pass away, people might just forget, people might get into something else, like lose access. So there's going to be a lot of NFTs that are unaccessible, and not part of the ecosystem, not put for sale on some of these projects. So like,
I think CryptoPunks is a great example of that. Like there's only like around 2,000-ish unique owners.
Right.
And it's like a lot of, I mean, you can even see that a lot of the wallets that have like, dozens and dozens of CryptoPunks have been inactive since, 2017, 2018. And maybe they lost the keys to their wallet. Maybe they, they forgot their password. They, lost their seed phrase. They, never wrote it down or something. Who knows? But and then it's like it's so interesting. Like, what's the true actual supply? It's kind of like how Bitcoin. There's like 21 million Bitcoin, but it's like Bitcoin's been around since what was it, 2009 or something. And it's like there's probably a lot of people that also lost their Bitcoin as well, and so it's like, what's the true circulating supply? And we never really know, I guess. I mean, I don't know if there's a way to know, but
right. No, it's so that's another exciting thing about NFTs when you think about the long-term future. If you keep control of yours, that makes it almost like real life collectibles, where the longer you hold it, the less kind of there are in good condition, whatever it is. Like, things happen in real life, things are happening digitally too.
Yeah. And something that I saw this like weeks ago, maybe even months ago, that just kind of, this reminded me of that is, if you suddenly pass away, is there somebody, that and trust that knows how to access your NFTs, or your cryptocurrency? Because if not, then, it's going to be lost. It's going to be gone for good. You kind of need somebody that and trust to kind of, know where your password is, where your seed phrase is, like things like that. Because if something happens to you, then like, you don't want your assets to be gone forever. Like, you would ideally like to pass them on to your loved ones.
Absolutely.
So something to think about.
Yeah, no, my wife knows where the seed phrases are in the safe.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. It's a lot to think about. Like, it's you mess up with your seed phrase, like you really can't get your stuff. If a computer breaks and you don't have it, whatever, Yeah.
Yep. True.
Yeah. Wild
Well,
stuff.
hopefully people aren't storing their passwords or like digitally, because like you're definitely not supposed to do that.
No, you're not.
But
they have those. Have you ever seen those like metal things? You buy like they're fireproof, and like you take your letters and your numbers and you put them on a pole, like these little circle things.
What? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, my buddy had one of those. He was showing me, to like store your seed phrases and your passwords and stuff. Yeah, keep them super safe.
Yeah.
Protect
your valuables.
Yeah. Let's move on to some good news. My buddy Foodmasku. Food?
I've seen him. I've seen him on Twitter. Yeah, I've seen him on Twitter.
The stuff like he goes around and he goes to like museums and does the food on his face. He's and one of the most unique artists. Like I've been saying that since the beginning. He's also a really brilliant guy, really great guy in the community building. He's part of discord.art, a really great Discord server, and he dropped his Delectables, Foodmasku's Delectables NFT. And it's quite possibly, some people have said it, I don't know if it's been verified, but the first photographic generative project where it's a photo of him and then the photo of the different pieces all put together. So if you go look at the collection, there's 2,000 of them. It's sold out. It's sold out in like 48 hours. Wow. It's a really cool project. Got a lot of backing in the community. and they're just unique and cool, and they're cool because she's so cool. He's such a great person. I wanted to put that in there because we spoke about food before, and I'm proud of that project, proud of him.
You have one or no?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have a bunch.
I have 4, and I actually gave away one on my Twitter just to
that's
spread the
nice.
love forward. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yep,
that's cool.
Yeah, I did a giveaway. Got 150 retweets or something. Not too bad.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, not too bad for me.
Dang, I would have answered. What the heck? How come that didn't show up? I need to look at it right
Somebody actually won. I forget the name off the top of my head. Sadly, I should have wrote that down for this, but it was their first NFT, and they were a huge food fan. So a huge Foodmasku fan. So
nice.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So that way I was happy to send that along. And Foodmasku did a bunch of stuff for NFT.NYC, like a food truck and walking tours in Chinatown where he lives, and had a shared workspace available for people. Really good, just great for the community and everything. It's really cool project. I'm glad people stepped up and sold it out. He sells out everything he drops. He's done things like he's gone to the Met or the Guggenheim and outside of it and done his display of all different kinds. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I was happy for that. I wanted to put that in there. What else do we have? The BYO pills are dropping crafts.
What is that? I saw you put that in the notes.
I put that in there.
I don't know about that.
I didn't get to do my research, but I think everybody with a pill and an apostle, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be getting a craft. I'll tell you what, I'm going to promise to come back next week with more information on that because I don't want to look it up right now. It'll take too much time to look it up and figure it out. But now, we've talked about that project a lot. So everyone knows we like it. You just gave up all of yours, which was actually a really good deal. I'm just joking.
I gave up 2 of mine, but I still have 2 left. I still have 2 pills, 2 apostles left. So thankfully,
nice.
Thankfully I have
That's
2
cool.
left.
Yeah. I think I have 3 of each is what I have.
Nice.
Because I sold 2 of the combos of the key and the pill when it was real high at 1.2 ETH. Yeah, I sold.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. It was because they also launched it where you can, basically you trade in your BYO access key in exchange for an apostle. And they literally did that on October 31st on Halloween. And I feel like everyone was in New York. So people didn't, but apparently you can still, buy an access key on the market and then trade it in. I guess you can forever do that until the access keys are all up. I'm not sure how many there are left, although I would be interested to know.
Yeah.
Let me look up right now.
Okay.
BYO access key. Okay. So there are, it says there's 761 owners. So I don't know. Is there 761 left or something?
There's probably there's probably more than that if there's that many owners.
Okay. So then it says 1.8K total.
Okay. Yeah. 1,800.
I mean, that would make sense. If you look at the apostles, it says that there are, 5.9K.
Okay.
Because not everybody claimed their access keys. So then, maybe the access keys were only out of.
Right. People didn't even claim
8,000 or something. Yeah. But the floor on those apostles are 0.17. And then floor on the BYO pills are 0.24. And the reason why I traded Poopy Cat, the combination, I gave him the pills with the apostles, is because they actually came out and they said that if you have both a pill and an apostle, basically, I believe they're going to be airdropping tokens to people that have both, something like that. Basically, you'll be able to earn money if you have both. So I was just oh shoot, well he definitely needs both. But yeah, so for anybody out there listening, you need both. You need an apostle and you need to be wild pill for when they come out with their token.
Poopy Cat is a great name.
I know. That's so funny.
It's quite the name.
Poopy Cat. He's actually one of the first, I believe, he's one of the first people I followed on Twitter, because when I first joined Twitter, I think it was like the beginning of this year or something. And I was just trying to follow Roham and NBA Top Shot. Then I was like, I should follow some other, OGs in the space. And I was following like Pranksy, Carlini, and Poopy Cat. Just like a lot of the OGs from 2017 that have, been into NFTs for so long. But yeah, I know that name cracks me up.
Oh yeah, I got Poopy Cat. I wasn't even following Poopy Cat. I am now following.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, Poopy underscore cat.
Yeah, I got him. I got him. Poopy is hiring. Nice. He says.
He's hiring.
That's what he says.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good new follow.
There we go.
Poopy Cat. So let's talk about another project that dropped. I think this dropped a couple weeks ago, and this is the Gary V effect. I talk about Gary V all the time. So this is Brain Vomit's Secret Garden. So the artist is named Stephen Ray. The name sounds familiar. I'm not sure how well I was acquainted before, but so all of a sudden Gary V tweets, and this was, I think, Friday night. And he tweets, I found a project that I really like. Come join my Discord. I'll tell you about it. So you go to his Discord and he's like, it's coming. It's a great artist. And then he like posts like, I'm really excited about it. Like, da, da, da. And then he goes, here it is. And he posted it. And there were 4,444 of them. And I think it had been already on sale for like a week or two and only a couple hundred minted. And Gary V tweets that. And it just, it just starts going and going and going. Sold out in like 10 minutes. I minted the max, which was 9. And
dang,
yeah, just like with sight unseen. You know what I mean? Like I just like Gary saying it, like, I'm just going. And so I minted 9 of them. Gas was really high. I think it cost me like 0.7 for the 9 of them. I think I paid like as much in gas as I did for the NFTs. And then after they sold out, the price just immediately started dropping and dropping and dropping. And people were like freaking out in the server, like, why would you do that? And they went all the way down to like 0.015. Like,
oh, what the heck?
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah, like fast. It was really weird. Like the undercutters just went nuts.
Wow.
And I don't know if it was like to prove a point. Like I can't even imagine why you would go that low when you just spent whatever you spent. So it went down and down and down. And I was actually listening to a Twitter space with the guy, and he said Gary V tweeted him, was like, are you all right? Like, because like it was getting so low. And then the next day, Gary V texts about it and tweets about it again and puts it in his Discord. And the floor went all the way up to like 0.2. So like 20x on where it was at its lowest. Now it's hovering at like 0.175 or so. The art's really cool.
Pumping those things.
Yeah. I mean, just a couple words from Gary changes a lot. Like this guy's life changed because it wasn't settled, There's now 500 ETH on the secondary market on this project.
Wow.
So
why did Gary feel the need to pump? Why did he want? So after it sold out and then it started dropping low, like, why did he feel the need? Like he was responsible to like pump it back up again.
I think he found the artist. He actually FaceTimed with them. He does what he does because I've actually know a couple artists. Andy and I have a friend named Mumbot who Gary found and told people about her art, bought her art, and it did really, really well. He actually FaceTimes you to make sure you're like legit, to make sure he's not like. So I guess he likes the guy and likes the art and likes everything that's going on. They're really cool. They're flowers, they're like generative art flower petals, and they got lots of just really cool, nice art to them. Like I like the ones I have. I bought 9. I sold 3 at like 0.15 each, which was pretty much double what I paid for them. And I'm holding 6. I have one priced at a quarter ETH to see if that sells. But I'm gonna, it's really cool. Like the art's really cool, so I like having them. And why? I mean, I don't know why he feels the need to do what he did, but I think he probably felt bad for the community that like, because it's all his community that bought them. Like he literally sold it out in his community.
Yeah,
that's
interesting.
Yeah, it was crazy how that went down. Like when I was like, oh man, when they went all the way down, I was like, oh well, There's a loss. Because it was my own fault. Like I literally did no research. Like, because you had to make quick decisions sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes like if something's going, you gotta make a decision. And so like I wasn't blaming Gary, I'll blame myself just for, people were even in the Discord, like, do your own research. Like people were making fun of the people that were like, so people were making jokes like, Gary, what did you just do? I just took a mortgage and spent all my money on this. Like now it's worth
Gary,
it.
I lost my house. I lost my rent money.
Right. He actually had his last podcast. One of his podcasts is called Props and Drops with Matt Kalish from DraftKings. And I tweeted about it. The second half of the last one they did, it was like episode 9, was really, really good and interesting. And it actually brings up when you just say, Gary, I lost my house. Like he really went into when a lot of these projects fail. Like he's really worried about what's going to happen to some people that are like, they've done really well and they're telling their friends and their family how amazing they're doing, that it all falls apart. He's like, in the stock world, like it happened, like people commit suicide all the time in the stock world. And he said he's really worried about what's going to happen to some people and the NFTs that are kind of over leveraged on the wrong projects. He talked about strategy. It was really good 20, 30 minutes, that second half of that episode. It was really good stuff to listen to.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have your eggs in multiple baskets because, in this space, the majority of your baskets are just gonna burn. But if a couple of your baskets do well, then at least you have that.
Yep.
But yeah, if you're just all in on one project, like that's not good.
No,
not good.
No, it's not.
You
gotta be careful. Make sure you're in a good position. Like make sure you're not leveraged with money that if it goes away, then you're screwed. Like, because it's easy to keep, and it's easy to buy projects, and some of them they look great. Like I could spend all my ETH on like Pixel Vault or whatever, but like you gotta be a little bit careful. Like I love that product. I do think that it's a really good deal. Like I said, I probably should be buying, but I like and I have a good amount of ETH too. Like I'm worried about that. Like, is that gonna, ETH has crashed 80% 3 times in the last 5 years, and it could absolutely do it again. Like we both believe eventually it's going to go to 10K, probably will, but it might also come down to 2K before that.
Yeah, true. Or even after that, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Things go up, things go down.
Yeah.
And it's inevitable. But you just have to be, you have to, know your risk tolerance. And like, if it goes, to this, am I okay? If it goes to this, am I okay? Like, what am I going to do if this happens? What am I going to do if this happens? Like, kind of setting things in your mind beforehand, kind of deciding things for yourself ahead of time. Because, people mostly buy emotionally, not, based on logic, but based on emotion. So, but, if you already kind of have things planned out, it can help. It can help because you're like, okay, I need to stick to my plan. But that's why I think a lot of the people in the space are, young people in their 20s that don't really have much to lose. Because, people in your 20s, it's like you don't have a family, you don't have, valuable physical assets like a house or anything. And I just feel like younger people have more to lose. And I just feel like there's a lot of young, like degenerate gamblers here. Essentially.
Oh yeah. Like a lot of day traders, people buying and selling every day. Like, and I love it. I love doing that. But I always try and keep in the back of my head that like most of the stuff is going to go down. And, I look through my collection. I have like 450 collected on OpenSea and like 100 hidden. And most of it is not worth very much. I have my like 20, 30, 40 that are worth like 95% of my entire portfolio, and those are the ones like I try and pick the projects based on the teams, based on the long-term plans that are going to do really well. speaking of Gary V and all that, and my blue chip ones, I booked my FaceTime call, my first FaceTime call.
No way.
Yep. It's in
Oh,
February.
shoot.
It's in February. It's
Nice.
whatever it is. It's like a Wednesday. It's literally 5 minutes because like he has 5 minute intervals.
5 minutes. So you
Yeah.
just get one FaceTime call for that?
I get get one a year for 3 years. So it's 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It crossed my mind today to sell that, which would be like 20 to 25 ETH, and then just buy a core for 7. Because I want to go to the conference. Like the conference is going to be amazing. But I don't know. Like, because that'd be kind of cool just to trade that one, like, do I want, like, is it worth it for the 5 minutes? Is he really going to be into it? Because he's just FaceTiming a bunch of people. I mean, it'll be nice, he'll be a guest on the podcast if we do it. Like, I assume that's how we would do it. Like,
I feel like you could meet him in person. Like, you could also, I don't know.
I mean, I met him in person for a couple minutes at NYC and like talked to him and said hello. Like,
wait, okay. So you said how much is your FaceTime frog worth?
20 ETH.
20 ETH, and then you would go and buy something that's
buy
7
a
ETH.
core, for 7 or 8.
So that's 13 ETH, and if ETH right now is what, 4.7K?
Yeah.
Should we say that? 4,700.
60
so
grand.
That FaceTime call divided by 3, right?
$20,000 each call.
$20,000 for a 5 minute call. I don't know. What do you guys think? I wish there was like a live audience. Like, what do you guys think? Is it worth it? Wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, only you know what to do, right? Only you know the best decision for yourself.
I only really started thinking about that today. I was like, because I never wanted to sell it because I want to go to the conference, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? If I do sell it, I could buy a core. And because what's my FaceTime frog going to be worth after the 3 years? Maybe not very much.
Not very much. If they're already been redeemed.
Right. I mean, theoretically, he could I'm extending it. Like he could do anything he wants.
True. He could.
But I don't know.
Decisions.
Yeah. It's not
a tough one. That's
I know
really
it is a tough one because I love my FaceTime frog, and I would love. I guess I haven't. I have a while. Like I don't. I think that whole project I think is going to really pump in the spring because that's when the conference is going to be in May. So I think leading up to the conference, when he starts announcing stuff of what's happening there, I think that project is really going to take off.
Damn, that's crazy. You're 5 minutes. You're like, hey, Gary, what's up? Good. Nothing much. How are you? Oh, great. I've just been, flipping these NFTs.
Right.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm just watching the Jets game right now.
I know.
Oh, anyway, your time is up, sir.
Yeah.
Next.
It's just going to be, it's probably just like bing, whoops.
Like, oh, wait, I saw you at NFT NYC.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Right.
You too.
Right.
Awesome.
I mean, the only thing stopping me is that we could have him on here as a guest and ask him some really cool questions.
But I think we could do that even without your FaceTime frog.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we can, I don't know. I feel like somehow we can make it happen. Like, honestly, I feel like we can make it happen.
Okay.
I feel like we're kind of growing a lot in this space. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know.
I hear that. No, I agree. I wouldn't put it past us for sure. That's oh man, something to think about. I'm gonna sleep. I'm not doing anything drastic, but it would work though because I could buy 2 of them and bring somebody to the conference with me theoretically, and still
so
even make a little money. No, you have to
do a plus one.
No.
Oh shoot, that's exclusive. Damn, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That'll be epic though.
Yeah, I know.
You'll definitely meet him in person at the conference. There's not going to be that many people that go, right?
And he gets 10,000 plus whatever.
Yeah, 10,000.
And he gets swarmed. Like he gets swarmed everywhere he goes. Like you would think you'd get to meet him at that wine thing. He tweeted out the wine thing. Like 5,000 people showed up, more than the capacity of the building. Yeah. Like,
oh my god.
Nah, I send him DMs every now and then.
Really?
I know, just like not expecting a return, but you never know. He does respond to DMs sometimes. He follows me on Twitter.
He does?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but he does.
I mean, he literally saw your account and he clicked follow. So
yeah. That's wild, right?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. Somebody tweeted the other day, I have 999 followers. Gary, please be my 1000th. And he was like, done. And he did follow them.
Maybe we could just tweet at him and be like, hey, Gary,
we need you on the podcast. Yeah.
We talk about VeeFriends all the time.
Yeah.
We have one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, but
Yeah.
I mean, he'd probably see it.
When you have an ask for him, I've seen him say, when people ask me to like be on the podcast and they ask for like a full episode or 45 minutes, he's like, I can't do it. But if they ask for like 7 to 10 minutes,
10 minutes,
right.
7 minutes,
give us like 8 minutes, bro. If anybody listening knows Gary V, let him know that like we're huge fans, especially myself. Like I am a giant fan. Would love to talk to him for a couple minutes. Give a little whisper in his ear.
It's funny because my friend, shout out to Amy, by the way, she said she binge listened to all of our episodes.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, you guys talk about Gary Vee so much that I had to go look him up. And I was like, it's my co-host. He's like obsessed.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't even think I kind of am obsessed. He's everything he does, like he comes up on my TikTok. It's like brilliant stuff every time. Like, I don't know, yeah.
Oh, did you get your books?
Yeah. Right.
You did?
At 60 books. Yeah.
Oh my God. I actually forgot that I shipped a bunch to my mom and I have to ask her if she got them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There we go. There you go. Yeah. Gary Vee, by the way, for anybody who didn't know, back in, I don't know, it was several months ago. He had tweeted out that he was launching this new book. What is it called? 12 and a half hours or something like that.
It's just called 12 and a half, leveraging the emotional ingredients necessary for business success.
Yeah. And so basically he said, you have a short window from this time to this time. Maybe it was like a whole day you had.
Yeah, it was like 24 hours. Yep.
24 hours. If you bought 12, you would get one NFT in exchange, down the road in a few months. And so, I personally bought 24 so I could get 2 NFTs, one to keep, one to flip if things go insane. And I know a lot of people that bought like a shit ton. Michael, you probably bought so many. How many did you buy? 60, you said.
60, yeah.
So that's like 5.
5 right? NFTs or whatever's coming.
NFTs.
Yeah.
And we don't even know. We literally apes blindly. Like we don't even know what these NFTs are, when we're going to get them, how we're going to get them. Like,
yeah. I'll do whatever he says. I bought 9 brain vomit NFTs. And it's a double up. So like,
that's funny.
Yeah. No, I'll do whatever he says. Like I really will.
That's funny. Yeah. So that's the situation with that. Everyone's getting their books in. I really need to call my mom and see if she got the books. But everyone's getting books for Christmas basically this year. Everyone's going to be giving Gary Vee books to their family members for Christmas, or the library is just going to get like a shit ton donated to them.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be giving them out. I don't know who wants them, but
yeah. Who wants a book?
It's probably really good. I haven't read a book since like the Da Vinci Code, honestly, like a real
really?
book. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I love read. I have a big bookshelf and I have a bunch of books.
Cool.
I actually was reading Gary Chapman. He wrote this book called, it's super popular, The 5 Love Languages. And I was just reading about that. But
nice.
Yeah, I like reading. Actually, that's like my one thing I like to do besides NFTs, reading and go for walks.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I've never been a huge reader. Well,
now you're gonna have to read this book.
Yeah, I definitely have to read this book, and I should have read it already. Like I started reading one of the chapters, and I was like, I gotta put it down. I think my attention span is like I'm like all over
you
the
just
place.
do a little at a time. You know? You read like a chapter, or if you're not used to it, maybe a couple pages, and then I don't know if you're not used to reading.
I could probably get into it and bank through it. I mean, it's not like super intensive.
I'm sure it's a good book.
I'm sure it's great, to be honest with you. It probably takes so much away from it. I've already heard some reviews, people talking about it. Like, like I don't know. Yeah, for sure. I need to get down and read that rather than look at TikTok. Also, speaking of reviews, if you've been enjoying our podcast, we would absolutely love if you left us a review about, what are your thoughts on our podcast, and rate it or just rate us, if you want. You don't have to write a review. You can just rate, because we do appreciate that. And it also helps, push our podcast show out to more people. So
thank you in advance to anybody that does write a review. I know I saw a couple people on Twitter. They DM'd me and told me that they wrote a review. So that was awesome.
That's cool. I got a DM tonight, right before we went on, from Sonam Negi. It's SONEMNEGI. Hey, Michael, I love your podcast. Thank you so much for sharing info every week. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Love you, man.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
I know. So hopefully he's listening now, because that was really nice. That means a lot. That kind of stuff, honestly means a lot. I do see a lot of messages come across, like people listen, really like it. We have a lot of fun doing it, but the fact that people are resonating with us, just kind of having this conversation and being honest, like we don't know everything, and
being honest,
right.
Yeah.
We, talk about ups and downs and whatever it is, like it's awesome that people resonate with it. And I really enjoy talking to you, Jennifer. I honestly do. And hopefully we can keep it going. And I think we could take this podcast to the next level at some point. I think it could be really, really popular in the NFT space. Eventually, we've hinted at having guests. We haven't had any guests. We've just been, a lot of the podcasts, like they do have big time guests from the NFT space. And that probably really
we want to go hard or go home. We want Gary Vee or nothing.
Yeah, Gary Vee's got to be the first guest. Come on, Gary. Now, we've talked about a bunch of different people. We talked about NFTs Anonymous. We talked about your sister Steph, Kai Forbath, who I become friends with. We've talked, a lot of different ideas and options for guests that'll eventually happen. But yeah, we want to have some really, really cool guests. Jimmy Fallon would be a good guest.
Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, we're gonna bring Jimmy Fallon on. We're gonna ask him why he bought
Post Malone. Like, if anybody knows these people, feel free to put in a good word for us, because we'd be fun hosts. We won't grill anybody,
We promise. We'll be good. Actually, oh my God, that made me think. So how there's, if you have all of the cool cat moments, then you're like a 9 Lives Lounge member and you have access to an exclusive Discord. So Roham was in that Discord. I sold out of the cool cats. I had them all at one point, but Roham was in the Discord, like chatting with the 9 Lives Lounge members, and Swicky, who she has the ape Kiki that she's like making famous, and she was in there and she was like, "Hey Roham, like when are you gonna come on Ladies Night?" And because my sister hosts these Twitch streams, Ladies Night Twitch streams, and he was like, "I'm down," and he like gave her his email and everything. So we might be getting Roham on the Ladies Night podcast.
Oh, that's good for you guys.
I know, it's pretty sick.
That is cool.
Or Ladies Night Twitch stream. Sorry, not podcast.
Yeah. I think I saw you guys went the other night, right? Didn't somebody make like a thing for you guys with like an image of the 4 of you?
Powerpuffs, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we have. So, someone. Shout out to Disney Alex Max and Swoosh. I think their username is. They made us. I mean, they made us these months ago, but they finally minted them as NFTs and sent them over. Disney Alex Max minted them as NFTs and sent it over, but they're called the NFT girls, and they're like Powerpuffs. Like mine is called Jennifer Powerpuff, and it's like mine has purple hair, and my properties are, my alter ego is Jenny from the blockchain. My catchphrase is "wrap it up," because one time I was like hosting a spaces and this guy was rambling forever, and I literally unmuted and I was like, "Wrap it up," and then I like muted myself, and like everyone like DM'd me after that, and they're like, "Oh my God, that was so funny." And then my superpower is kindness, and then my weakness is candy corn. Those are the properties. And so that was just so funny. But yeah,
nice.
Yeah, NFT Girls Powerpuffs edition.
I like it.
Yeah,
cool. So we've been going for a while already. It's a good episode. I know. Yeah, a lot in. We the only things left on the list we didn't talk about are Wahid's Smilesssvrs revealed, and there's some really nice ones. That project. Have you looked at them at all?
I was looking at those. The floor is like 0.2 something, and I was considering getting one, but I didn't pull the trigger.
Not financial advice, but that's going to be a good move. That dude's really? He's got a lot of love in the community. Like everybody respect. He already did a collab with Supreme. He
Oh,
had
wow.
he had a booth set up at Complex Con, like that.
Oh.
If that project doesn't go to like 0.75 or an ETH sometime in the next few months, I'll be surprised. I think.
Wasn't the like it pretty high pre-reveal?
It shot up. It did. It shot up to like 0.6 at the highest, I think, for like real quick. But it was like 0.3, 0.4. Even right after the reveal, it stayed high. And then just, people want to get their money out and keep moving.
Yeah.
Like everyone's looking for the hot new thing. Like this just that's even like that brain vomit thing I said. Like it went all the way down. Like things just kind of the quick money's always trying to get out,
Yeah. True.
So that reveal happened. I was on a Twitter space. I've been trying to do more and more Twitter spaces. The one I was in with Brain Vomit I told you about, Gary V actually was in it for a little bit, and I got up on stage and I spoke with them for a little while. I got like 100 followers, just hanging out in there, And it's nothing for you. You get that, quick tweet, you'll get another 100 followers. But like me, it's a grind. I gotta.
It's a grind, guys. Okay, if you're on Twitter, follow NF Ticket. NF Ticket.
I'm over 7,000 now.
We're trying to get him to 10K.
Yeah, I want to get to 10K. That'll be nice. That's that. Only follow if you like what I say. Only follow if you like what I say.
Yeah, true.
Yep. True. The other thing on our list, and I'm not an expert on this, but it seemed really interesting. It's called Odd Key, and it's a platform by Todd McFarlane and Steve Aoki. It's on the Solana blockchain, and they're going to have lots of like artists, like comic book artists. Todd McFarlane's going to be selling his own stuff for the first time in over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but
he's like Andy's going to kill you because Andy's a big comic book guy.
I'm sorry, Andy.
I think he's like the most famous comic book artist of all time, possibly.
Wow.
Did like a lot of Batman stuff. He was the first ever collectible on Veve. Todd McFarlane, number 100 Batman. Yep. We didn't even talk about Veve. We'll talk about that next week. But Veve dropped a whole bunch of Disney stuff, a whole bunch of designer con stuff. Like the Disney stuff is like worth. They dropped one. It's a gold statue of Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse, and it's worth it dropped for like $300. It's worth $6,500 right now.
That's interesting.
Yeah. They have a Homer and Bart, like Homer choking Bart, gold one. Yeah. So they did a bunch of Disney stuff. They did C-3PO and R2-D2, and nice. And they also did a bunch of really cool stuff for Designer Con, including Jermaine Rogers, one of my favorite artists, and a bunch of other really cool stuff like Veve. I say it all the time, and they're crushing it. Like they're going to be one of the biggest companies going. They're like the next like Mattel or Hasbro, something like that. Like
where do I buy Omi? What exchange is it?
I bought it on Bit4x.
Bit4x.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. I can't tell you if there's a better way. Maybe you might want to ask somebody.
I'll try to look into it.
Yeah, ask somebody that knows more than me. But because it was like a little janky, and then I moved it to Trust Wallet. Right now, it's sitting in my Trust Wallet. Is where my own.
Oh yeah,
is.
I see it's on Bit4x.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So that, and then the Odd Key on the Solana blockchain. That's something to keep an eye out for. I think they're getting ready to start dropping some stuff. That might be a good way to get into Solana for me because like we've been talking about getting into that. But I think those are everything we wanted to talk about. Really cool episode. We can run real quick through the Crypto Slam top 10 for the last 7 days, which I pulled up. Axie Infinity, number 1 as always. And with this new run, the Bored Apes and the Mutant Apes are 2 and 3. Mutant Apes did 50 million in sales, 1,200 buyers, 259 buyers for the Bored Apes, 1,200 buyers for the Mutants. Crypto Punks, number 4, Art Blocks, and then Farmer's World still cranking away on Wax, 30 million in volume. 4,500 buyers. Hopefully one of those is Wine Collector or whatever that guy's name was. I hope he's listening. I hope you reach out, bud. We appreciate you. And, we, like I said, we do what we know and talk about, we're still, hopefully you're a fan. If you took the time to write the review, maybe you'll write another one.
We appreciate the passion.
There you go. Yeah, it's trying to get the words out. 7 is Sandbox, which is new to the top 10, and that's really interesting. I have over an ETH offer on my pieces of land now.
Wow.
Yeah, that I bought for like $300 a few months ago.
Jeez.
Yep, and sand is really high, like the token's really high, just like whatever it was, Decentraland with the mana went really high, but Sandbox, 17 million in transactions, 1,000 buyers. Number 8 is Solana Monkey Business, the only one in the top 20 on Solana.
Hey,
Still, $11 million with only 155 transactions.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's wild. So that's that's wild. That's like $100,000. No, it's like $12,000 per transaction. That's pretty crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah, Cryptodes at number 9, Cool Cats at 10, Your Doodles at 11. So a lot of the quote unquote blue chips are up there, Cool Cats and Bored Apes and Art Blocks and that kind of stuff that people would expect in these kind of times. And it feels like we're turning the market around a little bit. We had a slow 4, 5, 6 weeks, I think, in the NFT space. A lot of red. We talk about Zeneca. He puts his charts out. The green's been coming back. The chart the last 2 days was pretty green. Hopefully it's turning around again.
We'll see.
Well, right now, gas is at $3.50 right now. Well, something's happening. I wonder what's happening.
Jeez,
right
something's minted or something.
Yeah, it's midnight Eastern on what are we? Sunday night the 14th into the 15th. Something's minting right now.
Gui is 300, you said?
Yeah, Monaco Planet Yacht. Monaco Planet Yacht is minting right now. Like they minted 7,800 of them in the last hour. Let's see if it's sold out. Mint for 0.03. Mint is not active. All right, we're at the end here. I'm gonna mess with it.
Anyway.
Yeah, I might try and buy this myself right now. So.
Oh shoot!
That's how quick I without doing anything. That's what I do. That's what I do. Like, oh man.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you, folks, for tuning in. We appreciate all of our listeners, and we will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.